unbelievable, honestly. I'm honestly at a loss of words right now. The fact that we have at least 10, okay, at least 10 U.S. soldiers killed in Afghanistan right now due to suicide bombings, alright? And the fact that our president has not come out and said anything yet is even more horrifying than that. The fact that Joe Biden has not come out and said anything. Now, if y'all watched my last video, I was at a complete loss of words. Exactly. This is Joe Biden's fault. The blood is on his hands. 10 U.S. soldiers killed due to Joe Biden. Um, Still, nothing from him. Not a single word. When the explosions happened, not a single word. When there were 3 wounded, not a single word. 4 dead, 3 wounded, not a single word. 10 dead now, not a single word. I mean, how many is it going to take for him to say something? I mean, how many soldiers do we have to lose for him to say anything? It's almost like they're preparing a speech for him to say, but at this point, it doesn't matter. There's nothing that you can say to fix this. Alright? I mean, you had... Yeah, exactly. There's no way he got 80 million votes. There's no way that you got more votes than Barack Obama or Donald Trump. Like, I just don't understand. There's 10. 10 people have died. 10 U.S. soldiers have died. And there's still nothing going on. Now, a bunch of Republicans have called for Joe Biden's resignation or impeachment after attack on Kabul. Okay? Quit calling for it. Demand it. Go in there and make impeachment papers and make him resign. Alright, at this point, I mean, there's nothing that he can do to fix this. This is something that's gonna directly hurt him even more, alright? His presidency was already heading towards the worst. Now this is done. I don't know if anybody under any president has lost more soldiers than Joe Biden has right now. Now, obviously, Vietnam, places like that, yeah, we lost people. But from stuff like this, I'm pretty sure Joe Biden has lost the most soldiers so far. And he's been, 8 months? 8 months. And he's had 10 soldiers killed. In one day, mind you, one day he's had 10 soldiers killed. Alright, that's not including the hundreds of people that are trapped there, including U.S. citizens and U.S. children that are trapped in Afghanistan. That is not including the children that are killed in Afghanistan. That does not include the women that are enslaved there. It's Joe Biden needs to come out and at least talk to the American people. There's no way. I keep using this as a reference because it's a great reference, alright? What if Trump was in office right now? What would happen? 10 U.S. soldiers killed in a blast, okay? In Afghanistan. Let's just put it same perspective. Everything Joe Biden's doing, alright? Same perspective. 10 U.S. soldiers killed. Trump hasn't come out and said anything yet. Can you imagine what he'd be going through? He'd be facing backlash. They'd be trying to impeach him and everything else. But yet, 10 U.S. soldiers killed because of Joe Biden. And not to mention, he's killing even more. Alright, he's killed 10 here, but he's killing even more by forcing the vaccines on them. That's all it is. Our military is going to dwindle because of Joe Biden. We're going to not have a military because of Joe Biden. And, ISIS has taken responsibility for this attack, which they already said they were going to attack us. I mean, did they not take it seriously? Hey Ryan, how you doing? I mean, did Joe Biden not really think ISIS would not keep their word? They said they would attack us. They were. And they already said they're going to shoot down our planes during evacuation routes. I mean, what's to stop them? They already did a suicide bombing with a vest. They already set off a car bomb. So why wouldn't they shoot down our planes? All right. Again, when you have, I'm doing all right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I read a report that 20 something military people have actually died from the vaccine. But again, even if that's not true, we still have 10 here, and the blood is on Joe Biden's hands. And the fact that he still hasn't come out and said anything is very disturbing. It's concerning that he has not come out and said anything. Now, like I said, I know why they want to make a speech for him, but at this point, let him come out and just say whatever he's got to say. And as far as Republicans go, y'all need to come out now and get impeachment papers and serve them, or file them rather, and be done with this. Joe Biden is the worst president ever. Alright? Worst president by far ever. You can claim Barack Obama, but Biden is a lot worse. Hey Albatross, how you doing? Now, like I said, a long list of GOP politicians are calling for President Biden to either be impeached or resign from office after the deadly attack. Nikki Haley is one of them, calling for Biden's resignation but worried about leaving Vice President Kamala Harris in charge. So, with that being said, that is very true. If Joe Biden is impeached, Kamala Harris will be in charge, but at the same time, Joe Biden doesn't have a clue what's going on, alright? He is just gonna kill innocent people. Now, I'm not saying that Kamala Harris wouldn't kill innocent people, but at the same time, I mean, honestly, how much worse can it get? I mean, it can always get worse, don't get me wrong, but if we just get rid of both of them, that would be great. Alright, this is a perfect example right here. Alright. Ronnie Jackson, Republican of Texas. If President Trump can be impeached over a phone call, then the time has come to impeach Biden for gross negligence in Afghanistan. Exactly. They were trying to impeach Trump for everything. Over his tax records that they didn't even have. Stormy Daniels, phone calls. He did this. He's a white supremacist. He said a racial slur. He said this. He said that. Okay. He got impeached twice for no reason. And now, Joe Biden has killed 10 people and nothing's happened yet. Why? And another tweet he had, there will be time for investigations and assigning blame later, but we do need a new commander-in-chief now. The leadership that got us into this does not have the confidence and will get us out. People are now officially dying. Alright, I'm just going to go through some other people, what they have said. Representative Brian Donalds, he's a Republican out of Florida. Claudia Tenney, Republican out of New York, similarly issued stronger worded statements calling for accountability. Representative Republican Elsa Stefanik, New York, said Biden was unfit to be commander-in-chief. Joe Biden has blood on his hands. The buck stops with the President of the United States, she said. Brian Donalds also tweeted, Biden has abdicated his responsibility and duties entrusted him as a president, and he must resign immediately. I could just keep going on and on and on about what all these people said. I'm just trying to see if there's some Democrats in here. Some of these people I don't know, so they might be Democrats. Yeah, I haven't. Some of these people I don't know, so they might be Democrats. I'm not completely sure. But fact of the matter is, you have all of these people that's calling for you to quit. You're a horrible president, and it's pretty obvious that is the case. I mean, my biggest thing is just come out and talk to the American people. Alright? When you had news covering it in the middle of the night, from like 11 to 5, there was news coverage of the explosion. No word has been mentioned. Comes out, 3 Marines were wounded. No mention. Comes out, 4 Marines dead, 3 Marines wounded. No, nothing. Silence. 10 Marines killed. No, nothing. No, just silence. Like, again, if this was Trump, can y'all imagine the outrage of this? Like, what is going on? Alright? And this is the albatross. As far as I know, they died. I'm guessing what happened is some of them died later on in the day from the explosion. That's what I'm guessing. Is some of it happened last night, overnight, 6:30 p.m. In Afghanistan time. But what I'm guessing is that some of them had existing injuries and they died later on. Now, hey Texas Jack, how you doing? Now, this is the thing that really bothers me even more. All right, MSNBC. Now, this is a anchor on MSNBC, Malcolm Nance, on Kabul's suicide bombing that killed 10. All right, this was when 4 were dead. Now 10 have died. He says, deal with it. All right. Like, deal with it. That's really what he says. Just deal with it. Like, you're almost worse than Joe Biden at this point. Like, do you realize if it wasn't for these people would have, these people would be overrunning America right now. If it was not for our military, these people would be overrunning our country, and they would be telling you to deal with it when they tell you to get ready to die. That's what they would be telling you. Okay, so maybe these 10 servicemen didn't have existing injuries. Maybe now there's reports of a third bomb that just went off. So I don't know if that is including the 10 soldiers that are dead, or if this third blast is just now coming out. Let's see. I would assume this third blast is just coming out. Alright, so they're starting. Alright, so now they're talking about pulling our troops now. Alright, so alright. Okay, so the third report so the third one happened not long ago. It was heard in the Capitol. There's no reports on injuries or deaths of that yet, but a third one did happen in the Capitol. Now, as far as the first 2 bombings go, 10 soldiers and Marines, unclear exactly how many, but 10 altogether were killed. Unclear if any are still wounded from that, and 40 other people are dead. I'm sure some of those are U.S. citizens, and some of them are Afghanistan citizens. Alright, let me read some of y'all's comments. Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy part. There's really nothing on social media about it. I even looked it up before. There's really nothing on social media. Yeah, exactly, Albatross. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the military. It's the people commanding the military. Joe Biden is just a pathetic excuse for a president. He's horrible. Like, they are literally flying our helicopters. They have our Black Hawk helicopters flying in the air. The Taliban does. There's a video of them flying it and landing it on the ground. So when they have our Black Hawk helicopters flying in the air and landing it on the ground, you know, there's a problem. They got our Humvees, our tanks, our machine guns. And now you have not only the Taliban to worry about, you have ISIS to worry about. And they already said that they would shoot down evacuation planes. But I mean, why wouldn't they? They just proved that they can set off bombs and kill people, and they just set off 3. So I mean, exactly, Albatross. I mean, there's videos of so many Afghan citizens out there begging Biden to help him. They're like begging him to help, and there's nothing that he can do. Nothing at all he can do. And they are begging him just to get any kind of help that they can. At Mr. White, I don't get your comment. I mean, Trump actually supported the troops there, so I don't know what you mean by your comment. But Joe Biden is just a worthless excuse for a president. He's 10 soldiers killed and not a single comment from him. Like, is he even going to talk today? There's been no reports from the White House, no reports of anything. So where's Joe Biden at? That's what I want to know. I mean, anything from Joe Biden would be great. Anything at all would be great from him. But I seriously doubt that's going to happen. Now, I just want to bring this to y'all real quick. Now, I am going to upload this other video about MSNBC, since he thinks it's not a big deal with it. So I'm going to get off here and upload this video now. If any more information comes out, or if Joe Biden decides to deliver a speech, I'll bring that to y'all. But y'all stay safe out there. Exactly, AAP. I'm sure the media will ask him what flavor ice cream he wants instead of what's actually happening in America. Exactly, Texas Jack. He can't make a comment until his speech is made for him. They have to make his speech for him, because he's horrible, and then they have to sit down and practice it with him and make sure he can actually read it and all that. But like I said, I'm gonna do this video real quick, so y'all stay tuned for that. And again, if more information comes about, I'll bring that to y'all.